Episode 23.
Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom. Episode 23. Back at it.
Indeed.
Some good chapters this week. I mean, last week we were a little light on chapters, but
I gotta say right out the gate, I'm real happy that you didn't expect that. Oh my god, my stupid phone. That video game list done for this week.
oh yes, I think we talked about that in there, but
I think we did.
maybe did we?
Maybe, I don't know.
Find out later.
Yeah.
But yes, agreed, because I haven't touched it at all. So.
I did, but yeah. 10% done.
10% of the time, every time.
Every time.
Every time.
I even stared at it too. That wasn't with me trying. I was just staring at the places. I'm like, I don't know what to put under that. Fuck this. Going to bed.
So, what do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. I read a lot of the things.
A lot of the things.
A lot of the things.
I read all the things except for both of us. This is one thing both of us didn't do. We didn't read the third chapter
of I Said Gill.
I Said Gill. We read the second chapter, though.
It did.
Big titty anime girl did not get saved with her big titty anime-ness. She got a spear through the fucking chest.
I had to remember the whole thing, but I think I'm back in it now because he was going to make a friend. But the friend ended up being like a whole ass side quest that once he was done, he left.
Super quick side quest, though.
It was a super quick side quest.
In and out. Like,
but it's sad that he made a friend, but not a friend he could take with him. He made a friend, but not a party member.
Yeah.
But it's still a good chapter.
It was. Yeah, it was enjoyable. Oh, you know what I didn't read? I still haven't.
Sakamoto Days.
Well, that, but New Age Exorcist, I haven't been reading that either.
I read the new Martial Master Asumi. I'm still really liking it, honestly.
I got scared that Goku Rakugai got canceled.
Yes.
It counts down from chapter 1's at the top of the list down, and that only normally happens on the Jump app when it's a finished or canceled manga.
Or Hunter x Hunter.
So I had to fucking Google it, and Google wasn't giving me any answers, so I was scared. But so I went back and checked, and when you scroll all the way down, it says 25 days.
They should move that back to the top, irregardless. Like, that should be fixed to the synopsis.
Yes. And the next update is available such and such day.
I don't have any, like, banger panel from Martial Master today. It was all, like, story stuff about his brother. But, again, it's kind of hot. It is very MMA, though. It is incredibly MMA. Like, when they're fighting, it's MMA moves.
Is it worth me reading it, though?
I do think so.
Judging based on what you know of me.
Yes, I do genuinely think so. Is A, the art's really good. B, badass grandpa.
Awesome.
The fights are incredibly readable. Like, all the movements and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a waifu. A MMA waifu.
I assume the one that's in the main cover.
With, has like a snaggletooth.
A snaggletooth?
Yeah, like the little...
Oh, the little fang?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Like, always, too. And she also beats ass. Let me put it that way. She beats some serious ass. She's the one that teaches in the gym he goes to.
Boss?
Yes. So I'd say yes, but I'd much prefer you catch up to me in Sakamoto Days first. Then again, this is 4 chapters. You could actually probably bang that out and just be weekly.
Really? Did you read Kaiju?
I did.
Continues with everybody wins their fights.
It's
manga.
Though, I wouldn't want Hoshino to lose anyways, because I like Hoshino a lot.
Same. But I'm sitting here like, his brother's dead.
Yeah.
There's no way his brother is not in this story if he's alive.
Yeah.
He'd
be here fighting.
Yeah, he'd be part...
Or cripple. He's dead or cripple.
Yeah, he'd be part of the Kaiju Alliance Defense Force.
So we're probably going to get the rest of that story next chapter. It just makes me sad because, like you said, it's just, we're winning. Yay. Everything's going as planned. Yay.
Because the way it's going... Shinomiya is not going to be able to fight anymore.
No.
At least in this battle. I'm not saying it's future.
I think Nerumu's going to be able to fight some more, though.
Yeah, because he's,
He's kind of at like his peak right now.
He's that guy. But then like Hoshino, I don't think he'll be able to fight after this. He's already pulling up his stops, and he's been fighting out of everyone. He's the one that's been fighting the most this entire arc. He's already taken on like so many different kaijus. It's ridiculous. Oh, we still haven't seen what's his name.
And if they all engaged at the same time, he's also been fighting the longest, probably too.
Oh, what's his name? I forgot. White-haired dude that joined with
Reno.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's been so long since we've seen him. Since, he was dubbed New Ice Guy.
Iceman.
But I was thinking, all right, if everyone is like wins their fight, right, but can't assist in any more further battles or whatever, and then Kafka loses, or Kafka?
Yes.
Kafka loses in his fight.
It's the same as the author, Franz Kafka. Which I think is intentional because metamorphosis.
Yeah, I just think Kafka. That's just Kafka, Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
This is where my brain goes. Totally, visually, completely different characters.
I was saying, fun fact though, Kafka's half the reason why I looked up that author. The other being I stumbled on the word Kafka-esque, and I was like, wow, that's a whole jumble of letters. What does that mean?
Kind of like that time we stumbled on the Brothers Kamarov. So
yes,
that's an epic.
I love Google holes.
Story on how we discovered that. You were like, oh, I thought you were getting all 18th century philosophical. I mean, apparently I was without knowing it. But there's really not much else to say about Kaiju really right now.
It's the saddest thing I'm going to say about Kaiju is I'm excited for 3 chapters from now.
What do you think's going to happen in 3 chapters?
We'll be past this fight.
No. But it's Hoshino.
I like him. I like Hoshino a lot, but again, I'm kind of sitting here like, where's the plot going? We're just kind of winning. We've been winning for a while.
Yeah, there's like no stakes. It's almost at this point you're just assuming everyone's going to win.
It's just like a badass showcase, which, I mean, I love badass showcases, but...
Not 17 times in a row.
Yeah.
17 chapters in a row. So, yeah, I
feel
feel
for such a cataclysmically bad thing, it's just going so well for them.
Yeah, they're like... Because it's like through the whole series, dealing with one kaiju has always been a problem. Now, all of a sudden, they're dealing with, like, 7 at once, and they're just...
In different areas.
They're just handling it, and it's like...
So that was really cool when it opened up. It's like, oh my god, they're all that critical infrastructure. I'm like, oh, they're not fucking around. This is going to be the arc.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, it's not over. Who knows what could happen next, you know what I mean?
But Hoshino's going to win.
Yeah, I don't see him losing because this guy's already just cut his arm off.
The guy's already him, but a little better.
Yeah.
I don't care about your mirror match.
For real. Dandadan trying to pull a fast one on us, but I didn't fall for it for
no. I was like, what do you even mean? Oh yeah.
It's like come on. You honestly expect me to
I did like Ken's face in that moment though, as like the cowl was going away. He's like, and you get the surprise Pikachu Dandadan special.
Yeah, when we think that Momo got defeated, but there's just no way like that. It happened way too quickly.
I knew immediately what was happening throughout the whole thing because she's like, oh, it's stored back there. All right, and she goes moe as she's getting deleted. I'm like, she's gonna bust out the back.
Yeah.
But again, it's still nice to see everyone's face. I included Vamala specifically. It was Ira, Vamala, Ken.
And not the Evil Eye, because he doesn't give a fuck.
How consistent! I
did like that last shot at the very end when Ken just dashes in and catches her.
Yes, and his hair's all like... I took a screenshot of that.
The fucking lightning trail, or I don't know if it's lightning or if it's just an energy protection behind
and
him.
those spreads this week again, as usual. Fire.
Yes.
Also, because it took a while for me to load, I was like flipping through the last chapter a little bit. I just loved the evil. I was like, I was taking it easy on you and letting you live because you're all cool shapes.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass. You're all shaped real cool, so I was gonna let you live.
He knows what he wants.
Cool shapes.
Yeah.
Oh man, if only I could make memes, I'd make a whole bunch of evil eye cool shaped memes.
can't be that. I mean, you've made memes before. But...
Yeah. My phone's busting up, though.
True.
It was already a pain in the ass.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
It was a good chapter.
It was, yeah. And, but the same thing, though.
We're winning.
We're winning.
I expect us to win this time, though, because, I mean, we've already gotten pretty beat down.
Yeah,
That's how the rest of it's going to go. That's going to be interesting.
Moving on to the losers, though. Gojo's losing.
I don't know about that. Again, it's still going back and forth, back and forth.
I don't know. Gojo seems to be the one taking them. It's weird, though. I say that, but it's like Sukuna's the one with the fucking hole in his chest right now.
And Gojo's just got a little nosebleed.
But it's just...
little nosebleed.
What Gojo was saying. Everything he keeps talking about, and while he's doing anything he throws at Sukuna, Gojo is surprised it's not working.
Yeah, it's just like how I said at the beginning, where I said it's a good sign that Gojo threw out the super purple, and he was just like not disheartened by the fact that it didn't do more damage. Now we're at the opposite side. Now he's actually concerned that he's not doing more damage.
Yeah.
That is 3 domain expansions now.
He fucked up Malevolence Shrine, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because right now he's confused that Maharaga's not out. And we've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah, but...
And he's like, because is Gojo saving something specifically to one-shot it the second it shows up to get rid of it? Because he's made that thing. He's like, is he worried I'm just going to take it out immediately type deal?
You know what it is, though? Fucking... That wheel's inside the 10 shadows right now. That's exactly what it fucking is. I saw a panel again of the last time he summoned the wheel. He's pulled it out of the 10 shadows. That thing is active inside 10 shadows right now. I'd bet money on it.
The wheel? I saw that.
Where it clicked.
Yeah, what is that?
That's the thing above Maharaga's head that gives him the immunity to the last thing he was hit by. I would bet money it's active inside Sukuna's shadow.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he used that to block the super hollowed purple?
I almost think that's what's going to be happening, because he also just got hit by red when Shrine went down. But now he's swapping blows physical again, so it's... Maybe that's why he's not getting hurt nearly as much, though.
Yeah, maybe he's using Maharaga in the aspect to maybe, like, combine it with his body to make it so that, like...
Because when he did it against Yorozu, too, at first he just had the wheel above his head for a while before he actually had Maharaga come in and actually swap hands.
Right.
So I'm thinking he's just using that wheel part inside 10 Shadows.
Interesting. Yeah,
Which doesn't help the Gojo being fucked argument. He's pretty fucked.
I think this fight ends next chapter or the one after it. I don't see it going past 2 more chapters, personally. I think something serious is going to happen. Because I think with Gege showing the blood coming out of Gojo's nose, is Gege trying to tell us Gojo is reaching a limit. Maybe not his, like, the limit of what Gojo can do. Gojo's pushing himself really far. So he's
doing shit he's never done before.
Well... He's still going to crack, like, the Toji fight. He fucking went crazy with that one. I can't wait to see that.
If anything, that's part of Gojo being in his element, is just doing new things.
Yes. So I think he's reaching some kind of limit or being strained.
Well, probably, maybe even a creativity limit at some point where he's just like, I don't even know what to think of anymore.
Just start hucking hollow purples everywhere or something.
Infinite void myself. Get all that information from the universe to beat your ass.
What does blue do again?
One's repel, one's attract.
And then purple is the
combination of both, which just...
Explosions, yeah. Okay, that's right. Because I know red's the repel one, because it's
so blue would be attract. I think that's also part... I think blue is also how he moves through the sky. Like, I think he's pulling himself to places, technically.
That makes sense.
That's conjecture, though. No one call me out on this one.
I like how, too, that Yuta just straight out says it, too. He's like, about how Sukuna can learn based on seeing it. So he basically learned how to be a cursed object the first time it was shown to him, and how I think he's going to fix his own Malevolence Shrine like Gojo did with that they just say that's just what's. It's just
I think that was
happen.
super conjecture from Yuta. I mean, it's gonna be true because it's the author telling us.
Yeah.
But that was just like a really weird statement from Yuta for me to be like, he learned how to be a cursed object from one time seeing it. How do you know that, Yuta?
Yeah.
What? Excuse me, sir?
I don't know, maybe it's just history, because everyone knows about Sukuna.
Yeah.
And how he's the strongest sorcerer of history or whatever. And then, I guess maybe, however he did it, it just was written in a journal that everyone just reads in school.
Yeah. I learned about this one when after Maki beat
Oh,
my
actually,
ass.
too, it brings... Actually, no, fuck that. Fuck all of what I just said. Because it goes back to this. Again, yeah, how would Yuta know that? Yuta's been in this world, the Jujutsu world, 2 years? How long has it been since he's been at school?
You got a Ryomen Sukuna crash course?
Yeah, he's not been born and raised
And he was in
this.
Africa for a while, too, there. He didn't
Yeah.
even spend all that time in school. Like,
Yeah, he's a dropout.
he's been with the guy that Gojo's beat his ass, Miguel.
Yeah. Yuta's a dropout.
So it's like,
A high school dropout.
it's the weirdest. It's just such a weird thing to even learn in school.
Yeah.
He learned from one time seeing it. Who wrote that down then? Who saw this? Who knows he learned it in just one time seeing it?
Mami Kenjaku, who just body
The
hops.
Kenjaku's writing all your history books.
Maybe he is. I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt
At
it
this point.
either.
But while we're on the topic, what'd you think of episode 1? You said you had stuff to say about it.
I have a lot of things to say about it. First of all, like, that entire thing wasn't in the manga. First of all, not that that's not a downside or an upside.
You mean the beginning thing with Utahime?
Yeah, the whole episode. That was like the whole episode.
Yeah.
It's-
It was good though, because we
it was
get...
good. Yeah.
Well, because the whole Heavenly Inventory arc is, what, 7
Let me
chapters?
put it this way. I don't think there's anything in Heavenly Inventory that had Mei Mei on screen by herself in the manga. I don't mind it. I like.
Maybe I
love
don't remember
Utahime.
seeing Mei Mei until she talks to Geto in
That's
that.
the only time you see her.
What looks to me like it was like a fucking train stop.
That's not even Mei Mei.
It's not?
That's what's her face. Dead girl, Yuki,
She's dead?
in the manga.
Who killed her?
Yuki,
Isn't that...
Kenjaku, Black Hole.
No.
That's
That
the
was her? I
that
thought
was
it was...
her that talked to Geto back then.
Was it really?
Yes, 100%. She asks him what his kind of girl is.
Okay.
She was the one that's like, can we live without cursed energy? Mei Mei would have just been like, give me $10 and I'll have an exposition at you.
True.
No, that was Yuki, 100%. Because then after that moment, we don't see anything Yuki can do until the Kenjaku fight. She shows up
That's why I forgot
for the
who it was, I
Mahito
guess, yeah.
Kenjaku thing at the end of Shibuya, but she doesn't do anything.
That's hilarious.
So let me go back to Mei Mei. Mei Mei had maybe one panel with Mei Mei in it in Heavenly Inventory. So I did like the extra content. I do feel like they're getting really artsy with it to hide how much exposition there was. Like that long ass scene of them talking where it just kept panning over to still shots of different like monuments in Japan. Over and over and over again. It was when they were explaining Tengen. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's just like
Well, kind of, because then they were
different
walking through the
shots
school.
of
I kind of like that.
Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, I mean, it's kind of fitting because he's, like, ingrained in all of those.
And to further my point, actually, when it came back
places.
into the classroom, it was a picture of Geto through the holes in like 5 desks. Like it's his head and like a bunch of squares through desks. I'm like, these motherfuckers were getting bored of themselves. Like let's draw all the things, because those monuments weren't lazy. They were still shots, but they weren't lazy. They were full drawn, probably real locations. Like.
True.
But I'm sitting here just like, they're bored of this Tengen conversation too, aren't they?
Yeah,
I was sitting here
it's
just
a
like-
young Gojo. Gojo don't give a fuck.
I never
do-
want that exposition again. I'm just like, oh.
I do love that he flipped around that thing and it was Windows 7. And then the flip phones, I was like, they're really using flip phones now, because I didn't catch up yet. I was like, oh yeah, this just takes place in like 2006. That's why they all have flip phones.
I did like it though. I liked a lot of the artistry too. They did a lot of weird shit. There's one I didn't like, which was that really weird Gojo walk animation.
Oh yeah, when he's like flailing his arms. Yeah.
Gulp, gulp, gulp. I was like, what? You people have too much time on your hands.
What about I loved all the chibis.
I loved the chibis. That was.
Did you see the picture that they took with Gojo, Geto, and
Shoko?
The one girl? And if you know, Geto's flipping off the camera, he's like, give him the finger. I was like, that's Geto.
That's the thing too, though. I did like seeing like Utahime, Mei Mei, and Shoko.
Yes.
In general, like Utahime's personality was really nice. I don't know when she becomes like more jaded,
right?
Or how she got her scar. 'Cause she has a scar in the present.
I did notice that too. I was like,
straight up Yui from Hell's Paradise. Like,
yeah, I was like, Well,
she's had that since like
we saw her at the beginning of the series.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe they'll like this anime shot. Will send it.
That'd be great if they reinforced it.
Well, because she's not in the rest of the heavily inventory arc either, so it's literally the rest of this arc is Gojo, Geto, and Tengen body swap girl.
Yeah.
I forget her name.
Rico. But that's I think that might be what bothered me about it not being in the manga, is it felt like they dragged so much ass for material that was in the anime. Like, that was a lot of fucking walking. A lot of fucking walking and talking.
I didn't mind it, to be honest with you.
I was enjoying it, but I was just sitting here the whole time just being like, this is a lot of time for this.
Well, because again, you said that their heavily inventory is 4 episodes?
5 episodes.
5 episodes, then they're doing 2 recaps, and then the rest.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Toji at the end of this, to be honest. I thought they were going to, like,
I'm so glad
hold that for episode 2.
I'm so glad they did. I was like, God, there he is. There's my boy.
My boy.
Internet's not ready.
I believe it's Dio's voice actor.
I didn't pay attention enough, to be honest with you.
I didn't pay attention. I think I remember it being announced, but what made me think of it was right now I was about to say, his voice sounded real good.
It did. Oh my god, there's so much good anime this season.
I like how it opened too with Geto describing what it's like to eat curses.
Yeah, can't be too enjoyable. The whole scene was dope.
Like, it's very artsy. I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite part's still the chibis. When everyone came together and just had a little moment to just have some fun with each other and banter around was probably my favorite part, because of how miserable it's gonna get.
Yeah.
We gotta really grasp at these happy moments.
Right. Really showcase the young and naivety that Gojo and Geto have at the moment.
Yes.
That is quickly going to go away.
I do think it was good adding some Mei Mei content, because Mei Mei is going to get a fight in Shibuya, where Utahime will not.
No, Utahime never gets anything.
No. She gets to dance once.
And do something with Gojo at the beginning of the Sukuna fight.
That's what I mean. She danced once.
But, alright, too, this is another confusing thing. Is Mei Mei the one that has the brother complex?
Yes. She also has the giant axe and controls crows.
Yeah, so she's going to have one fight, see Kenjaku, and then just dip to some hotel room and fuck her brother.
Gege.
Like a fucking weirdo.
Gege.
Like Ruby and Aqua.
Can we stop feeling like we're just dropping a bunch of plot lines? Why is it just suddenly okay for Mei Mei to be back after she fucking dipped? A. And B, I still am not dropping the fact that Miwa is just being normal Miwa. After losing her friend and being all miserable walking through Shibuya, she's just back with Kusakabe being like happy bantering with him.
Yeah, there was no...
It's rubbing me the wrong way. Like,
it was almost like he drops the development process of her getting over that, and then just like you said, okay, yeah, she's fine now.
Throw one line at her or something and make her go, I see now. It's something like, but it just seems like you forgot.
Yeah.
You just completely forgot. I feel like the same with Mei Mei.
But again, I don't give a fuck about Miwa, so...
I want to see what happened between Mei Mei and Kajaku. But Is it going to be followed up on, or is it forgotten? I can't fucking tell.
Well, maybe it'll come up when they see each other again.
I doubt it.
Same.
The Miwa thing has hurt my faith now. It's just such a weird little hole. It wasn't that long ago when we saw Mei Mei. That was right after Yuta's fight in Sendai Colony. It ended with showing Miwa and then moving to the Kashimo Hakari fight. Well, artist guy Hakari fight, which sucked ass, and then Kashimo Hakari, which didn't suck as much ass. That wasn't that long ago. Like,
it really wasn't. Well,
it probably was a lot of
25, 30 chapters ago, maybe.
Yeah. Like, I can understand Mei Mei. Mei Mei was even longer ago, but Miwa is relatively recent. That you showed her miserable, at least.
The Culling Game starts right after Shibuya.
Literally right after. Well, it ends. Shibuya ends with Yuta being like, "I'm gonna kill Yuji Itadori," and then it's the Yuta and Naoya versus Choso and Yuji. And then they start talking about the Culling Games and going there.
Yes, there's like five.
Actually,
5 chapters in between.
Sorry. Then they start talking about the Culling Games. Then they go to Hakari's Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
With Panda.
That. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of...
It's like 10 chapters in between.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. The Yuta stuff, though. That Yuta highway fight with Choso and Naoya is also just so good.
Yes. Well, because... How we got on this, too, I was thinking, because you were saying how there's going to be 5 episodes of Heavenly Inventory. Heavenly Inventory is, 10 chapters in the manga?
Yeah.
So they got to do something to stretch it out.
I'm imagining more Toji fight is what's going to happen. Do you know what I actually think, too? I think they're going to make the fights I totally forgot about better. Baghead, that looks like a ripoff from Promised Neverland.
Yeah.
And whoever fought... Sorry, just remember one of my favorite panels. I was going to say whoever fought Geto. The guy that fights Geto is the one that gets the back-to-back double-page spreads of Geto beating his ass. He'd be like, he controls cursed spirits. He must be long to mid-range. So if I get in close, and it's just 2 back-to-back spreads of Geto throwing those hands. So good. I don't think they'll be able to top that. Those pages really had me. I was like, oh, I was... shocked myself in my seat.
Oh god, so good. So good. So good.
Everybody was just Geto throwing hands.
Let's see.
Oh, I got a colored version.
Oh wow, first option
of one of the spreads.
He's getting his face just destroyed, flattened.
I'm just happy they understood me, if it was just for one picture.
Right. That's hilarious.
I'm excited for more.
Yeah, I'm here for it. This season, man. Oh, it's so good. Mushoku Tensei's back too. Good first episode. Not really much to say on my end, because you haven't seen it, so...
Yeah.
Anything I talk about...
Episode 1.
Yeah, so you would... I don't even think you've met the character that this episode focuses on yet.
Probably not.
She's an early character, but regardless. So that's good. I'm interested to see where that's going to go.
So don't spoil Bleach. I'm going to be watching that.
Well,
I'll watch both of the first 2 episodes for the next week. I just didn't know it was back.
I just loved that opening. Like, the song is okay, but like the actual opening, like the animation of the opening and everything, I thought was fucking amazing.
For the record, that's how I felt about JJK's new opening too. Great animation.
Yes.
Okay song.
Yes. Rurouni Kenshin's back too. Also has a super 90s feel opening, but the song is like just straight up hip hop. I was like, oh. Not what I was expecting, but pretty cool. It was a good song. Nice. We'll see how it goes when I listen to it again next week. I was watching it though. I feel like they covered out. I'm not going to go back and watch the original series, but just watching this first episode, I felt like the first 4 episodes of the original series was put in this one episode.
That's how I felt about the Trigun remake, where I was just like, wow, they're covering the plot at What's a breakneck pace to me, but was actually way too much filler.
Because I was thinking about this, because I was like, wow, 90s animes did not move this quick.
No.
Because Rurouni Kenshin, well, I always think that's
I
90s.
think it's long walk animations and shit like that. Oh, Kenshin? Yeah.
But it could also just be early 2000s.
I'm confident on this one, that this one's 90s.
Let's see.
1996, baby.
To 98. Yeah, so I was right.
It was one of the earliest ones I've ever seen, and it looked old then.
Oh, but it's so good, though. It's so good.
Glad I was right, though. It was old then.
I
wasn't watching it when I was 3, so I caught that shit like...
No, I wasn't watching it when I was... What is this? When was it again?
Older?
96?
Yeah.
5?
Yeah.
This right here is still... I always forget. I think it's Resurrection is the name of the movie. Get the live action ones, yeah. But
That'll be another fun list we could do. Top 5 1999 or earlier anime.
there'll only be 5 on the list.
I don't know about that. We might surprise ourselves.
I don't know. Well, yeah, if you
Take
look...
movie out. Oh, wait, no, you look on Samurai X, okay.
Yeah, because that's true. Name...
I bet you Yu Yu Hakusho came out in the 90s. That's another one.
Reminiscence, that's what it is. Because this is his flashback. Because you'll go through the whole anime and you won't ever get his flashback of when he was the Batosai. But this whole movie, he is the Batosai. He doesn't have a reverse blade sword in this. He has a normal blade sword and he kills everybody.
Some of those live action shots are awful.
I hear it's a really good movie, though.
It's one of the most adaptable anime you can find.
Well, there's 3 Samurai X movies, live action.
Nice.
Off the rip, anyway. What's that?
Mummy guy looks...
Yeah, that doesn't look too hot. But from what I understand, I haven't seen them, but from what I have gathered, the Samurai X movies are probably the best anime adaptation that's out so far to a live action. I mean, name a better one. You know, I
Bleach.
can't think of anything else. Did Bleach you have one? It did.
It did.
I totally didn't watch it.
Plug that one into the
God.
moist meter.
Action. Oh god, 2018 film.
Mm-hmm.
Images. Let's see the horror. Oh yeah. Oh.
Randy.
Who is the skeleton?
Oh, the hollows. There it is.
Ooh, the hollow. Ooh,
So dirty looking. You're very dirty for something that can't interact with dirt.
See, this is the problem too. Too much cosplay.
Yeah, Byakuya looks awful. Awful.
Awful. And then look, at least they didn't do it to Rukia's hair. Rukia just looks like a normal person. But
yeah.
Death Note is one of the worst.
I didn't even bother to watch it.
I saw scenes, but I was so mad
I
too
watched
because
reviews. That's about it.
Willem Dafoe is Ryuk, and I fucking love Willem Dafoe. He's amazing, but
They ruined the plot of that whole movie.
they did, and Ryuk looked bad though. Ryuk looked real bad.
Jarring.
Yeah,
You should just recast him as a human, honestly.
They tried hiding him too, because every time they show him, it's in like a dark area. So they tried
Because they fucking know.
Yeah.
Then again, Death Note's really dark in general. Though
it's hazy.
It's hazy. Though most of the time you can see Ryuk in his like well lit room in the anime.
Death Note was like the first anime to try and be like visually like better than the standard.
Yeah,
You know
they took it a step up.
Like that was the first time I remember seeing like a quality level boost in anime that wasn't a movie.
Awesome camera work for once.
Yes. The chip.
They did a lot of the zooming and the swishing and
the soundtrack that goes with Death Note. Every track is just so good. The banger. Another one too. I can watch that in English or sub. Either one. Just so good, both of them.
I'm double me for that. There's no way I'm not gonna watch that sub. Like I'll watch clips. I'm not gonna sit there and watch the anime.
Oh well, how about this actually real quick? You said you'd watch Bleach next time, but I don't know if the dub's out yet.
Ooh, no.
So there's that.
Ooh, I do it for him, and I do it again. Maybe just so we can talk about it.
Dude, yes. So at the next anime that I'll talk about, that you're probably not going to watch, so I'll just talk about it, but I want you to watch it. I feel like you gave up on the series. Fate.
Yeah, I did.
Because you care too much about the timeline.
I don't care about the timeline. I care about being fed some garbage.
Well, you know what the problem is? You watched Encore. You need
I
to
watched
delete
Encore, but I didn't like the first Grand Order adaptation either. Where you meet MASH and you meet this guy.
Well, that movie sucked. It was so boring.
It was ass.
Yeah,
it's not even the timeline. It's the setup. The lore around it is just garbage. I hate the whole everything that's plot. I want to put into a trash can.
No, I love it. I don't give a fuck.
I can't
know
do it.
It's just so good in I don't give a fuck way. You know what I mean?
I can't do it. I can't.
But fuck, what was I saying? So Weevil's in it, all grown up for the first little bit.
Weevil?
I think that's his name. The Master of Alexander.
Waver.
I was close.
Well, he had a whole anime of him growing up.
He did. And they fucking blue balled the shit out of me. So alright, so I'm just gonna go through it. So, first episode comes out. What I was gonna say about it before I get into it. There are two options on Crunchyroll. So I just click one and start watching it. You know, because the first, there's no talking at the very beginning, it's just some camera shots. Yeah. They're in a desert, here comes a cave, the camera's going through the cave. And then you see some dude drawing on the floor, chalk, circles. And then he starts talking. And I literally go, ew, why is it in English? So I backed out and started it over again.
Brutal.
But,
Phil.
That person was summoned Gilgamesh.
Nice.
So Gilgamesh is in it. More reason to watch it. And, so I'm going through it, right? They summon Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh cuts the dude's hand off. Or no, I don't think it was even Gilgamesh. I think it was the girl that came in. But someone else came in and became Gilgamesh's master. It's like, yeah, whatever. Cool. Gilgamesh didn't give a fuck. He was sitting on the throne looking badass as usual. You know how he is.
Yeah.
He said mongrels 6 times. I was like, it's this Gilgamesh. Got it. It's not the Babylonia Gilgamesh. It's not casted Gilgamesh. It's not good boy Gilgamesh. But he has all those memories of whatever. So it's like a later Gilgamesh in his life. Because it's post Enkidu's death Gilgamesh, who is the good Gilgamesh. Because it's you got arrogant Gilgamesh, fights Enkidu, becomes friends. Enkidu dies, then he becomes kind and caring and leads his people to glory. Kind and caring glory Gilgamesh is what's in Babylonia. Fate Zero and Fate douchebag Gilgamesh. This one is somewhere in between. So what they cockblocked me is because Waver is there and I'm talking to one of the characters that's going to be in it, and he's looking to try and get something to use as an item to summon a hero. Something comes in the mail, brings it to Waver. He's like, is this for me? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, yeah, that's for you. It's like a movie prop or something, so we'll talk about that in a minute. The kid thinks that's the thing that he was going to use to summon, so he runs away. It's like, no, that's nothing. What are you going to do with that? You can't do anything. Waver had in his hand, and he put it down, and they put emphasis on it that it was a piece of Alexander's robe. So it's like, you can't do that to me, man. Because I didn't know the servant list. I knew Enkidu was in it, and I knew Gilgamesh was in it, and that's it. I was like, please.
Why summon Alexander again if you already lost with him?
I don't care. It's like, whatever. You lose again. I don't care. I know he can't beat him, but I just love him so much that I want more Alexander in anime. Make an anime just about him. I know he's in it for the briefest of scenes at the end of the Waiver anime, which is why I haven't watched it, because I'm like,
I didn't even know that much stuff.
it's just like it's like a dream. It's like they're in
kind of like a ghost moment of like
kind of, but it's like they're in a haze. Like, you know, it's like they're in like purgatory type deal.
They're in the moon cell.
Yeah, they're walking on like water, but they're not on water type deal, and
Yeah.
it's all just like cloudy and gray, and then they're talking or something like that. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
See, I might watch this one.
The Fate?
Yes.
Fate?
There's the Fate where it's using servants to fight a badass tournament, and then there's the Fate that's there are singularities in the moon, and
There's none of that.
yeah. So I'm gonna take this Fate and run with it, and I'm throwing the other Fate in the trash. So
I'll explain when the time. So this timeline, again, it's not a real timeline. This whole thing came out of a April Fool's joke that he wrote as a Twitter post, and then decided everyone loved it so much that he just wrote a story about that. So it's just like it's a spin-off type thing. So what it is after the Fubuki one, which is Fate Zero and Fate Unlimited Burn Work, that's Fubuki tournament, the U.S. wants to hold their own. It takes place in the United States. It starts in Japan.
So it's like we want to, so it's gonna happen.
So they steal it, bring it into the U.S., but they tweak the rules because they even say, they're like, Saber's too OP, so we're eliminated in Saber class. It's only 6 classes. Fuck the Saber class.
Lame.
So Gilgamesh is summoned, Enkidu is summoned. There's the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, Ganketsuo.
Or the author that wrote it, I forget which one, is Caster. Then there's some other bitch that I'm like, your clothing suggests that you're a servant. Normal other people don't wear your kind of clothing. You know what I mean? You know it. You know what I mean. Servants have a specific attire.
Like, they stand out even inside, like, Shibuya.
Yes. So I'm like, I don't know who you are, but you're a servant. And this, of course, you gotta have that darkness one. This is, I don't know what it is. It's just it's just evil looking, and it's just
probably
big
Berserker.
Black. No, Berserker's who I thought was the main character's servant, but apparently the main character is at the very end. Main character isn't in the entire first episode. It's in a post-credit scene. This is when the main character is introduced, who summons the Saber class to fuck everything up.
Ah, so you still get a saber.
Yes, and it's King Richard the First.
Ugh.
I don't know nothing about him. I just know that I'm happy that there is no Saber clone.
I think the only English king I know is that one that fucking wanted a son so bad but kept having daughters. I don't remember. I think it's a Charles, though.
There's a lot of Charleses, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of all of them, really. But there's this...
man, I don't know any of those fucking names. Holy shit.
Kings?
Don't look at the list.
Oh, you're looking...
I'm looking at the servants here.
Well, because they also mentioned a ruler and saying how because there's somebody from the U.S. government that infiltrated a mage corp and everything, and he's fucking with the Grail War in a way to make it so that even if a ruler did show up, they couldn't change anything type deal. Because even someone else was mentioned in ruler too. They're like, there's a lot of participants that are trying to mess with the whole Grail, and all of them are trying to do it in a way that it couldn't be messed with by a ruler. So I don't know if a ruler class will show up or not, but it was enough to... There was some... I don't know who he is. He was some dude in an interdimensional rift area. So I think he was the ruler.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
What?
It's supposed to be a character list, but it makes no goddamn sense.
I read through some of them because it lists like 3 different people. The main character is Jack the Ripper, but we've already seen Jack the Ripper in Babylonia, and it's not the same person.
Can someone just put this in a fucking post, please? What the fuck is this? I genuinely, I don't know what I'm reading. It's like, Archer, Tine, the master of false archer, the king of heroes Gilgamesh, original master of archer, the original master of archer. What is this list?
So, I think because it's fake strange that there's a bunch of fake servants, and then the real servants are going to come in. Because I think that what I've seen is that there's more than the servants than what they are. So it's like a Babylonia type deal where there's like, I want to say there's 12. But I don't know. Again, I've only seen the first episode, and at the very end, the Saber class was summoned. And the girl that he was summoned to, I don't know how I feel about it, because he's like, you know how all the servants, as soon as they're summoned, they're like, are you my master type thing? And she just basically says, something like, no, I'm not doing as you guys see fit anymore. And I'm like, but you're giving off pro-tag vibes. Your servant is the one on the cover. So he's the pro-tag, so that means you're also the pro-tag because you're his master. So what's going on?
Yeah, there is a bunch. You're right. There's a bunch of fake ones. This is so weird. It doesn't give me an explanation why. It just gives me... I'm just looking at a list of servants. And of course, it tells you what servant they are. It says false, true, false, true. Why does this have to be this hard? You had a perfectly simple thing.
All I know is Gilgamesh, when Enkidu got summoned, his master is a wolf. A chimera wolf, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. I expected the wolf, when I saw that really weird list, to be on the servant side of this chart.
The master.
It's awesome.
So, as soon as he gets summoned, right, he's talking to the wolf because he can communicate with it. Because Enkidu's like a monster type thing. He can communicate with animals. And he senses Gilgamesh's presence, so he calls out to Gilgamesh with like his power. So Gilgamesh is... Because Gilgamesh literally said to his master, he's like... He pulls something out of his Gate of Babylon, right? It's a potion. And he's like about to drink it. And he goes, I'm not participating in this war. There's something about the land they're on is sacred, and they want Gilgamesh to help protect it or whatever. He's like, I'm not gonna. You do what you want. Until I see a worthy opponent, I'm not doing shit. If someone comes here, I'll fuck them up. But I'm not going to seek this. I'm not participating. And as soon as he does that, then Enkidu calls out. He takes the potion in his hand. He throws it at the girl, and he says, "You can keep that. That's the elixir of youth." Basically throws the potion of youth at her. He's like, this war now has my undivided attention. Pulls air out of Gate of Babylon and teleports to go fight, blasts off to go fight Enkidu. Enkidu is like, well, I can't find him in the forest. I like forests, and we're going to blow this thing bits. So they go meet in a desert. There's another servant that was in the woods trying to stop the summoning of Enkidu. Yeah. Not that it was Enkidu, just stop that summoning of a servant. As soon as he sees that, he calls on his walkie-talkie. He's like, everyone evacuate immediately. And then they fight, and it is the single greatest power display of anything I've seen in Fate. The two of them fight. And I was like, what the fuck is Jack the Ripper and like King Richard gonna do against the two of these guys? Like, they're not doing nothing. It's like none of the servants I've seen summoned are anywhere close to the power level of Enkidu and Gilgamesh. So I'm like sitting here like,
they both need to die, or maybe they're both fake.
I don't know, but we'll see. I'm loving it. Oh, what's that?
I was looking at one of the names on the list that I thought would be the Count of Monte Cristo guy. Because his name's Francois Prelati. So I'm like, that sounds like it could be the author of Monte Cristo. No. He's a priest and alchemist who took part in the murders Gilderai did. Oh. Yeah. So I'm like, yep, that's a relevant servant.
I know that the girl I thought was a servant because I looked her up afterwards. I just looked up fake characters and looked strange fake characters. I saw her picture. I clicked on it and the name was there. And then I looked her up. Her name was Francesca, but I didn't look up if she was a servant or not. I just wanted to see what her name was to see if because I was like, oh, if it's a historical figure's name, automatic servant. But I was like, oh, Francesca. I was like, that doesn't really help me, but I guess I'll find out soon enough.
also want to see this assassin servant.
It's of the same group as the other two, like Fate Zero and how there's multiple. It's one of her, but she doesn't wear a mask. As soon as she spawned, she killed everyone in the room, including her master. And of course, her master literally could go toe to toe with Gilgamesh and his master on seeing who is more crazy.
At least he's dead.
Well, he's not. Because that was the thing. He has some kind of thing on his chest because he was this old dude, right, with long hair. She rips his heart out and crushes it. But then he pulls like this like revolver thing on his chest, and it like shifts. His body morphs into something else as if he has multiple lives, and then he walks out or whatever.
I love them.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah,
I think.
I love
Well,
them.
no, she's not on that list. That's all the people
But it's
from
them, yeah.
Yeah, it's a member of that group, but she doesn't wear one of the skull masks. Because they even said that when she was summoned. They're like, "What? Everyone of..." I forget the group's name. Everyone of this group is supposed to have...
It's literally the Assassin's Order.
Have
literally,
the skull mask.
the Assassin's Creed Assassin's Order is what they represent.
Yeah.
I went looking it up back with Fate Zero.
See, what I want to get more of is... I forget what... There's only 7 of them, one for each class, and we've only met one of them in an anime that I've seen, and he's in Babylonia. They're like elder primals of fucking Fate. I forget what they're fucking called though. Or the Lord servants? I forget what they're called. But we saw the assassin one, and he's like the leader of that group.
Yeah, I had him when I played Fate Grand Order.
That's awesome because
Right.
he's badass.
He is.
But no, it's just fucking awesome, dude. This is Fate. I just want to see epic, cool fights.
I'll probably watch that
animated by fucking Ufotable. So let's see if I can get this.
I can't watch something where I don't give a fuck about the plot, and I'm not going to give a fuck about Grand Order's plot.
The first Hassan.
Yes.
And he's a special... I forget what they called him. Grand Assassin? But I feel like that's not the right... Because there's like a... Because there's tiers of assassins. So there's the strongest of each of the 7. And then there's the next level down. Gilgamesh would be in the next level down. Or something. But Gilgamesh is a potential candidate for one of those. Because like... I don't think
Grand Archer.
Solomon's one of them, actually, so we have seen him, too. Solomon, I think, is the caster. King Solomon. And then first Hassan for Assassin. But we don't... The list isn't complete, even in the lore-wise.
So Sabers would probably be King Arthur.
I fucking hate King Arthur Saber, but... She's, like, got so many hacks. Because she's the waifu of the thing that they have to fucking hype her up. And I'm just like... And it doesn't make sense, too, because there's so many different versions of her, because there's even a male Saber who is King Arthur as well. And I'm like, Fate lore, man.
That's why I'm like, I can't give a fuck about it, man. I can't. I don't watch popcorn series anymore.
Yes, you just Google it right now. It's Artoria Pendragon says that. Well, yeah, because while Berserker is generally considered to be the most powerful class in terms of sheer stats, the strongest servant, Gilgamesh, fell under the Archer Crash when summoned during the Fourth Great War. Because Gilgamesh is...
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, maybe there's a Fate lore out there somewhere where people will say Artoria beats Gilgamesh, but every time he's fought her in the anime that I've seen, he wins.
Yeah.
He won in the original Fate Stay Night. He wins... in Fate Zero, and he wins in Unlimited Blade Works.
Yes,
Shiro
wins.
Beats him. Yeah. Ugh.
Hey, better than King Arthur.
Yes. No, because I hate Shiro more. But I like Lance Archer Shiro.
Gotta accept it. The Shiro love.
No.
You gotta love him.
I like Fate.
For the jaded man he's going to become.
I like Fate. It's good.
I like the fates that take place on Earth.
Yeah.
Not a simulation of Earth. Not a simulation of a time on Earth. Not an isekai to another period of Earth. Earth.
I need to get access to those fucking movies. There's a bunch of movies that I haven't seen. Because Mordred's in one of them. All hell.
Nice.
Lord Mordred.
You could probably just start telling their period pieces at this point. Like, just do the whole King Arthur tales with waifus.
Well, I think with the problem, too, with the Grand Order thing, is they put out that, like, extended episode of...
horrible OVA.
Yeah, of Grand Order to show you, like, the beginnings of it. And then the next animated thing of Grand Order they did was Babylonia, which is the second to last part of it. There's 7 singularities in Babylonia.
And Rome comes way before that. Because I played Rome. I didn't play Babylonia.
Babylonia is the 6th one, because they had the movie. I watched the movie. It's on Crunchyroll. Is the 7th one was the conclusion of it.
Pretty sure it's Fubuki City, then Rome.
Well, probably. But again, they keep fucking with that timeline, too. About how...
So I don't want the timey-wimey stuff. I don't want any of it.
This is completely removed. It's not even in
Thank
Japan.
God.
It's its own thing. It was off a joke.
Those fake servants are getting me a little twitchy.
Well, because there's more of those, too, because there's a police force that has a master in it. He's just a police force. And they, with the author caster, are able to make normal people have... So he has a whole police force. And they all lined up, and each one of them are holding a servant weapon that have possible noble phantasm. Because he himself said it verbatim. He says, the king of heroes will be the hardest thing. How do you fight against the gate of Babylonia? He's describing it. He's basically saying what Gilgamesh's weaknesses are. And he says, the only way we can do it is if we had 12 people with noble phantasms.
Yes,
and he turns on a light. I was like, what, are you guys all just standing there in the dark? Well, this guy monologues. And it's just a row of, I don't know, like,
I was mentioning
20
those
20
dudes be
people.
like, what the fuck are we doing here? Shut up, Jerry.
20 people in like 10 and 10 all standing there with badass weapons and shit. And I'm just like, so you're going to just throw all these people at Gilgamesh? I'm like...
I watched them all die.
Alexander threw an army at Gilgamesh inside of a reality marble, and that didn't work out
But they didn't all have noble phantasms.
They were their own servants, though. Each one of those are like their own servants.
Yeah, but they're like the legend of Dave, that guy.
Well, the problem with that was they just were all one big group running in a straight line at Gilgamesh, and he just opened the ground.
Alexander, start doing some tactician stuff. Get them to do a flank here. Like, lead them.
It's unfortunate. I like Fate. That's all I gotta say.
I want to.
You just gotta turn your brain off to the timey-wimey stuff that, hey...
It's not happening.
I
hate hearing that. I hate hearing turn my brain off. It's not my fault my brain's on. They're doing shit stupid enough to turn my brain on. Let's get it a little straight here. I've watched a lot of dumb shit in my life, too. But when something pisses me off, it's just gonna piss me off.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Watch Fate, people.
Yeah.
Watch Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works.
Yes. It may be Apocrypha.
And Heaven's Feel, but, someone still has my DVD of the second movie and hasn't... Or first movie. First one. Because I've seen the second one, so now I haven't bought it yet, but I did watch it. I just haven't seen the last one yet. I haven't gone and watched the third of Heaven's Feels.
It's actually kind of hard to recommend Apocrypha.
Kinda. But it's still good.
It's still good.
I don't like... I know you like him as a character, but I don't like the whole Siegfried stuff.
Is he the homunculus dude?
No, Siegfried's the dude that gives his life to the homunculus dude.
Oh.
And then now the homunculus dude is just Siegfried. And I'm like, really?
I've cooled on that, I guess, because I didn't like that as much. I just like that Jeanne d'Arc ends up with a dragon.
I was just going to say it, but then at the end he turns into a dragon.
That's the part I like.
Jeanne d'Arc goes away and fucks a dragon.
There's always one simp in the Fate stories. Except Zero. Zero doesn't have any simps.
No.
Not a single one of them 01s are a simp. Uh-oh.
Caster. Gilgaman is totally a simp for Joe.
Yeah, I think just because he's so ugly, it didn't even clock it.
And
yeah,
he's
you're
just
right.
a simp for killing too. So.
Oh, that's a little different, but
It
yeah.
is, but he's
absolutely a simp for her.
Yeah. Unlimited Blade Works, just Shiro is just
the true simp. Original.
Nah, he's just a cuck.
Original Fate Stay.
He's really not, but
No, he's the simp.
yeah, I hate him.
What can I do for Saber? She's a servant. She's serving.
When you kill somebody, they die.
People die when they're killed.
Go fuck yourself, Shiro. You are unworthy of the women you have had sex with in these 3 rounds. Tosca, Rin.
It'd be different if it was after he manned up and beat Gilgamesh. But it's not after he manned up. In fact, that starts his emo arc, I'm pretty sure.
It's just because Gilgamesh's arrogance, too, that he lost. Because he didn't take air. He hesitated because he didn't want to beat him with... He didn't think he was worthy enough. It's like, listen, if I had air... Just
go win.
Start blowing people to smithereens. Yeah, just go win, like you said.
That's the other thing, though. That is kind of also the fact that Gilgamesh doesn't fight with as much conviction as Shiro might. Because Gilgamesh is just like, I'm doing this just to fuck around. Like, he's not like, he doesn't have like a heartfelt belief.
Yeah.
For, I guess, ending the world. I don't know what the fuck he was doing with the Grail.
Fuck if I know.
But Shiro was. So that's like a conviction thing, too.
Mm-hmm. But
that fight looked good. That fight looked real hot. Even down to the end there.
It would have been better if it was Archer Shiro, because he's the one that's had hundreds of years of practice with Unlimited Blade Works, and not normal Shiro that has had 5 seconds
or
with
both of them at the same time, instead of just like Archer coming in at the end like that.
I hate when there's only one time that I liked when a master fought toe-to-toe with a servant. And that was when martial arts dude just fucking mollywopped
And
Saber.
he did. He dropped his balls on that table.
And I would take Kirei and Kiritsugu, too, because like Kiritsugu's whole thing is he's a mage assassin.
Yeah.
Everything in his kit is designed to kill people with mana.
I kind of feel like even if Kiritsugu wasn't a master, he probably would have gone into the Grail War to still start kneecapping people for his family.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, even if, fuck her name, what is her name? Einsberg is his last name. What's her first name? Ilya, yeah. Even if Ilya was actually the master and not just the pretend master, he still would have been doing the exact same things.
Yeah. Bringing down a skyscraper to take out one guy. It's amazing.
I fucking love Kiritsugu. He's great.
It's perfect. Perfect boy.
And then this Kirei, he gets done dirty in all Unlimited Blade Works routes. I don't remember him in Fate Stay Night, but it's been so long since I watched Fate Stay Night.
Oh wait, no, not Fate Stay Night. I meant Unlimited Blade Works. I remember him.
Yeah,
he's just kind of douchebag.
Lancer stabs him through the chest.
Good. He deserves it.
Fucking Culling.
He's a great fighter. He's fun to watch, but fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
He's a complete ass.
And he's done like nothing in Heaven's Feel route.
That would worry me more than anything, but maybe they did just say fuck Kirei.
Basically, because Gilgamesh walks down an alley and then gets bitten in half by Sakura. I was like, damn, you guys did my boy dirty. Just to remove him from the story. You had to take him out like that.
It would actually be really fun for a new person to watch Unlimited Blade Works first and then go back to Zero.
That's how I did it. No.
I
watched Fate Stay Night.
Yeah, which is still probably a better experience than just for like the fun of it. Being like, oh, because like I'm just imagining people that were introduced to Kirei just by him being like a creep around Rin and then getting stabbed.
Right. And
then going back and being like, oh, you're just the worst.
So that's what you did.
That's why you deserved it. Okay. Oh, Shinji.
Oh, even.
Oh.
If you watched that, you haven't watched the movie yet, so
no.
like.
I hated him in Unlimited Blade Works, though.
Hate him more in this one because it shows what he's been doing this whole time.
I bet, though. I bet back then I was betting.
R word to Sakura.
Yeah.
Daily.
No, I figured.
Daily.
It's the way he acted.
Yeah. He's just scum of the earth. Didn't he get burned? No, he didn't, because fucking he gets stabbed in the arm and fucking Colin tells him to run away.
Yeah, but this.
But then he goes upstairs and someone kills him, right?
Yeah, because I was about to say he had an encounter with Rin, too. I think Gilgamesh kills him. Gilgamesh was like... Because they had Rin. And it was Gilgamesh and Shinji, I'm pretty sure.
Well, no, because Kiri had Rin in the basement, and then Kukulin comes in and kills Kiri. Well, Kiri tells Kukulin to kill himself, so he stabs himself, but he gets back up and stabs and kills Kiri.
Because I know Gilgamesh was with Shinji. Because Shinji loses his servant, like, right away.
Um,
16 seconds at least.
Yeah, I'm just so you're going to try and... Oh, no, this is Heaven's Field, yeah.
I can tell because Sakura's on screen.
Yes, she gets 0 screen time in Unlimited Blade Work.
Oh, to the person that fucking did that. Oh, that's the Grail. That's what the Grail becomes. The third shot.
Yes.
I recognize the amorphous ooze of questionable actions.
He's just scum. Scum of the earth.
Oh, it looks like he becomes the base of it.
Which doesn't make sense because it's in her. So I feel like this... Because I don't remember this scene. Or maybe this is Unlimited Blade Works.
That is Unlimited Blade Works. I could tell you because that's the goo that the Grail becomes.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? It's just like this glowing mound.
Yeah, and Gilgamesh uses air on it and it does nothing.
It's fucking weird. It
just makes no sense.
I hated that part of the end of Unlimited Blade Works.
You know what the problem is? This is what happens when you try and make a convoluted story off of a fucking porn game.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
Fucking Fate.
It's wild. It's working.
Speaking of games, perfect segue to get off Fate. I have to retract a statement I said last week.
Uh-oh.
So I played more 16 just to beat all of what I was doing in the end game. And part of it was that I played more of the Odin thing. I was just using Zansetsuken wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. Odin combos are lit. I was being big dumb. Because I saw a video and someone was talking about it. Because if you just use Zansetsuken on its own, it can only go up to level 3. But if you use it with his other abilities, it'll go up to like level 5 and shit. And you can just like... Basically, nobody's living through it. No enemy is going to live through it. I mean, a boss would live through it. Yeah. Obviously, you're not going to one-tap a boss. Well, maybe. It depends on how over-leveled you are. But any normal enemy, it's just going to wipe out everything that's on the map. And I was like, all right, I can dig it. So that's just the one thing I just had to... Because I specifically mentioned how shit Odin's
I remember.
Combos were. And it was just because I was doing them wrong. But you'll find out because I didn't give it to you yet. But
no.
Remind me, we will hand it over.
I did start the demo.
Yes, you did mention that. Because you gotta get on it. It's really good. It's unfortunate, though. Well, I mean, you could always skip the cutscenes, but it sucks that when you play demos and stuff, it doesn't, like, save progress.
It does.
It doesn't? The demo does?
Yeah. Absolutely does. They advertised it, yeah. It's literally the first chunk of the story.
How far do you complete the demo?
I'm pretty sure... I have not. But I'm pretty sure it covers up to Joshua's death.
That's a large chunk.
It is. I'm still in the flashback part right now. I'm killing goblins. I'm in the middle of killing goblins. When the king's like, you're going to go kill those goblins, and then you're going to meet up with us at the Phoenix Gate.
Yeah. And that's where Joshua goes.
I knew the names. So yeah, the progress does carry over, and thank God, because no, you cannot skip the cutscenes. You absolutely can't. I didn't really want to, But I went to the pause menu. I'm like, there's no options at all here. It's literally just a pause. And then I hit buttons in the cutscene. I'm like, it's not doing anything. I'm like, I'm glad. It's the whole point of this story is these cutscenes. But no, those were not skippable. At least not the first time through them.
So at least because there's other options, so you can like because
I
do this.
too.
If people are talking, right, and I'm sitting there, and if it's a cutscene that has voiced and the dialogue lines that you can skip that because like I have subtitles on, just on every game I
had subtitles on at this moment because I thank God I did because people are doing stuff.
You know, sometimes you get like noises in your own background or noises on the game that you can't really hear voices, so I just always have them there. But you can like, if I read faster than they're talking and I finish what's on text
I'm talking
on screen,
cutscene.
No, yeah, I'm just saying like a different one. I'll skip the dialogue to continue because I'm reading faster than they speak. So just that. But that's really all I had to say. 16. I've said everything that I was gonna say in previous things, minus any story-related beats because I didn't want to.
Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna play it.
So yeah, maybe we'll talk story then when you beat it.
Yes.
However long it takes. I mean,
it's gonna take a while. I'm gonna be all over Diablo 4 still.
Yes. I'm surprised that you.
crevice.
Well, I'm surprised you said that because you said the next RPG you really, really wanted to play was 7 Remake, but before you beat 7 Remake, you wanted to beat Yakuza. So.
Yeah, because I wanted to play 7 Remake before I got into 16, but I'm just gonna go right into 16. I do still really want to beat Yakuza though.
I've been going in it.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, what do I want to play? And I saw it at the very end. It was the last item on my dashboard. One more game, it would have pushed it off. And I was like, I'm going to play some Yakuza. So I've played it 2 separate days now.
Nice.
Namba has fully returned to the party.
Nice.
And I fought a tiger, which was the hardest boss in the fucking game so far. Or, not really hard, just the largest health pool.
Damn.
The longest fight.
Something I fought at a dungeon was the worst boss I fought yet. It was like a giant fucking Roomba. It fucking sucked.
A giant Roomba.
It had like
That's hilarious.
It had like 4 functions on it that all had their own turn, and it was a fucking massacre. It did so much goddamn damage, and it's so fucking big that let's say it went to do its spin attack, and it's like I'm picking you to do it against. It's so fucking big that it displaces everyone else, and then does it on its way over, so that spin hits all 4 people.
Gross.
Just from how big this fucking thing is. You know that they spread around on their own. Doesn't matter. This thing's fucking enormous. It had a lightning thing, a flamethrower attachment. It was bad, man. I don't remember if I beat it. I just remember being really pissed off.
I am filthy rich now, by the way.
Oh, from the management game?
Well, not only is my company got billions of yen, billions, but that you can't transfer. You can only use that in the minigame. But every time you have a shareholders meeting, it gives you like 2 million. So I got like 30 million, and I'm like, I'm buying potions for like. Not that I even use potions because I use the idle job on.
Yeah, so you're good.
The girl, and she just.
I use musician Namba.
Well, because I got Namba back, right? And when he came back, I'm high enough level that he's still on the hobo.
That also means, though,
class.
You have all those supers now, too.
Oh, I have so many supers.
He has 2.
Well, he has the super flamethrower thing that he did. I was like, that's amazing. So is that just it does carry over because it's got the rainbow text on it, so it's not a job.
Yeah, because that wasn't his job for me when I got him back.
Huh?
He was musician Namba. I've had him on a musician for a while now.
See, I'm kind of boring in that aspect that, like, I'm still just regular Ichiban.
See, I switch it around because you get base stats cross-class at certain intervals.
Certain skills, but, like...
Yeah, that part's less important, I feel like, because it's so few of them carry over.
Yeah, true. And I got... Oh, I changed...
Junji Han?
No, he's still base. I just like his he's so good. Just
right carry over.
Oh, okay, then maybe.
But I'm telling you, bodyguard Junji Han slaps, dude, with the katana. Oh, it slaps.
I put the other guy as a policeman.
Akechi?
Yes.
I think that's his name, at least.
Adachi.
Adachi, yes.
I put Adachi as the full riot gear police officer.
I think I had him on host, but he's my least used party member.
Same.
Yeah.
And then I got Eri.
Eri.
Yeah.
Junji Han's my favorite. He's my boy.
So right now I got Ichiban, Eri, Junji Han, and the other girl.
I forgot her name too.
As the idol.
I think that's my party too.
Wait, do you have Eri? Did you play?
Yeah, I have Eri, but she's at the lowest bond possible because I did just enough of it to get Eri.
Oh, I got her maxed now. I have her maxed. I have Adachi maxed. I have the other girl maxed, and I did the first bond level increase with Junji Han, and I did just because it was locked for so long with Namba. I did the next level up for Namba, but it's not maxed out. So there's that. And I think that's it because started with Junji Han's. Like I did his first quest thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the one increase.
I'm pretty sure I have Namba maxed. Like, it's wild with only how much time I've had with him back, but I've also been doing a lot of side questing, but I'm like 100% sure I finished his plot line.
I mean, I feel like I'm close too because I think max is 6, I think, and I just got him to 5, I think, so 5 really just... And it's more combat too. Just any battle,
a little bit of combat and like one side conversation, you're ready to fucking do it again.
You're ready to go. So it's not really that hard to get the bonds up, but. And I beat the management game, so I have her bond all the way up. So, and I got the satellite laser.
Yeah, that looks so dope.
It is so cool. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this, but
what a successful cookie business.
Well, I mean, you can.
You get other businesses as your manager, but man, still, it rolled over from a cookie business.
Yeah, it did. But it's good fun. Fucking Yakuza, like a dragon.
Slaps.
Slapola. So, the past 2 weeks, or 2 podcast episodes rather, we maybe even 3 now. So, in good spirit, I didn't even try, and it was just today. I just saw a YouTube video. I was like, oh, this is the cursed topic of the week. So I watched it.
Is it if Goku had AIDS? It's a real video.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Really it'd probably kill him because, I mean, he had a heart disease, and it fucking...
destroyed him.
Yes. So I watched...
Number 1 killer in America. Heart disease.
Yeah, true. So, I wanted to try and find something else because this was something I just stumbled upon, just like the last ones. You know, like last week we had the bracket of stupidity, I guess you could say, whatever it was. Oh, the Goku videos going.
Yeah.
And the week before that we had the people come into our world thing. And I feel like there was another topic too that we talked about, but I don't know.
Sorry.
So in good spirit, I was like, let's try and bring this like segment back, you know what I mean? Just like, I mean, I'll have to do some research and try and come up with topics to bring it up, but so far the universe has been handing them to me. So this one was the Shichibukai, which are the 7 warlords,
yes,
versus the Akatsuki. And who would win? And the person specifically matched up certain ones. First off, it made me think a little bit. I was like, listen, because I was like, Naruto and Sasuke, just the 2 of them, either one of them, put them into the One Piece world, they beat everybody, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody in One Piece right now that's stronger than either Naruto or Sasuke. just bar none.
I don't know enough about One Piece to know.
And I would say, like, the top... I don't know if I would go top 10, but, like, the top 5 characters in Naruto would beat all of One Piece. You know what I mean? And it's, like, by far. But then I was like, when you get down to, like, some of the earlier stuff, some of those are some good matchups in this guy listed some. Some of them made 0 sense. This is what the screenshot I sent to you was. The first one, he opens up, and there's this guy named Weevil versus Orochimaru. And, like, right off the bat, I was like, well, first off, we've seen Weevil do literally nothing.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a new Shichibukai. And, like I said, he's done nothing. So, that was garbage. What was the second one? Hidan versus Buggy.
Yeah, the first one's Daidara versus Crocodile, first of all.
I just wrote them in fucking list, but... All right, let's go through the list I wrote. Because I wrote this off memory in my notes. So, Daidara versus Crocodile. He mentioned a lot of times in this thing, like his video, was like if they had like equal stats or something like that.
But like, you have... One sec, though. You have all of the matchups in the world and you do the same fight?
What do you mean?
It was Daidara versus Gaara in the anime.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why are you just doing the same fucking fight?
That's
exactly what I thought. Like, what don't we already know about Sand versus Daidara?
And Daidara just won. So, yeah. Honestly, that's funny. His debut is the one I forget about.
Sand. It's a human-sized amount of sand versus a country of sand. I think Gaara slaps Crocodile. We're done.
Oh, Gaara fucking... Oh, I don't know, though, because...
What could he do? He just, like, swallow Crocodile up and put him under over and over again. It'd just be like a funny Looney Tunes episode where Gaara just keeps shushing away Crocodile.
This is just one that I saw this morning, and there's a few on. There's like 2 or 3 on hand that I really.
I think Hidan and Buggy make no sense to put together too. They just can't beat each other. They just neg each other.
Yeah.
Like Hidan's not gonna kill Buggy with his like no kit.
Yeah, and Hidan's like the weakest of the group, so it made perfect sense to be like.
And then Buggy's got nothing on Hidan either.
Yeah, but then Hidan's all about cutting and slicing, and it's like.
Buggy ain't gonna bleed from it.
Buggy's slice
and
proof.
That's the only thing Hidan has, is if he got some blood, he can maybe do something with that.
Right.
But he can't.
Exactly. We got Sasori versus Dofi.
I don't know enough about Dofi.
I was thinking that Dofi just wins that fight.
I mean, probably.
They put it...
I don't... They find it hard to believe.
They put it on... So it's 2 puppet masters is why they put it together.
Yeah, I thought strings and strings.
But the thing with Dofi is the birdcage just fucking trumps anything. That's one of his abilities.
Yeah.
The birdcage just trumps everything Sasori would do.
Sasori's the only thing Sasori has is the poison for this fight in general, and he'd have to land it.
So the birdcage, he puts first off the birdcage in itself breaks canon. It just does. It makes a bird cage of string around the island they were on, and there's a lot of strong people on that island, and no one could break the strings, and it slowly contracts towards the Doflamingo and just cuts literally everything like butter. Zoro couldn't cut it through it, and Admiral couldn't break I'm like, you're telling me, because there's certain things that with enough hockey you could overpower stuff, and I'm like, no one could break that shit. So like that I found bullshit.
I hate when power scaling beats abilities though, so I almost take that.
It just didn't make sense. And like,
what's the point of a hacks if a hacks can be negged so easy?
But there was a character there that was stronger than Doflamingo, like in every aspect, and I'm like, and he couldn't get out of this. But I was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But the second part of the birdcage is the much scarier part. You'd think the impending doom would be the scary part, but there's strings in it, and they come down and they hit you in the back of the neck. And then Dofi marionettes controls you, but he's doing it to a country's worth of people and making them kill everyone else. So you're sitting there killing your loved ones, and you have no control over your body.
So he just like turns all Sasori's puppets against each other.
Exactly. So I'm like,
or they're just completely negged from two people trying to control them at once. It's one or the other, and Sasori's fucked.
Yes. And this whole time that he was doing that, he was also fighting Luffy. So
yeah,
it's not like he can't do things while he's doing that. So
he can still also avoid the poison.
Yes.
I don't know Weevil, so I'm just gonna assume Orochimaru wins.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know Weevil. He's fought no-named Marines.
If I'm wrong, does Conan just neg Boa?
The person said, the other person made a good comment too. He's like, because the best display that Conan's done was against Obito, really, her own fight.
The shit and paper bombs thing.
But she set that up beforehand and lured him there. So he's like, so he made the argument that, I mean, me thinking about it, I'm like, I could probably get on board with if Conan set that up and lured Boa into it the same way she did for Obito, Conan wins. If she doesn't have time to set that up and lure her into it type deal. Because that's not a move that she just made. She had it there waiting for him.
Yeah.
If she doesn't have that, I think Boa wins.
I don't know. Doesn't Boa's power just not work on her?
What do you mean?
She can't turn her to stone.
Well, so Boa's got two stone type abilities. The first one is if you look at her and you find her attractive, you turn to stone. She's really effective against men, obviously, but not against women.
Definitely not against Conan. She probably finds one person attractive.
Yeah. Yeah, Yahiko's corpse.
Yeah, I was going to say it too. Good. Say it, brain.
But she's also, while in fights, kicked and punched people, and the places that she lands said kick and punch turns to stone and breaks.
I mean, Conan can fly, though.
True.
And shoot from distance while flying.
Let me see if I can mute this.
Like, I was really hoping that she'd have like a projectile there. I really think Conan could still take that.
Well, she's got a bow and arrow that shoots shit.
I don't know. Wouldn't Conan just like split into more paper?
True.
I don't know. I don't know if she has that dog in her. She's an infinitely better character than Conan, but
I gotta mute this before because
because you also gotta land a kick.
True that, but I think she's got the speed though. Is the thing, and it's what she's kicking. This thing she's about to kick is the size of a mountain.
Oh no, would Conan split into paper though?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, how does that kind of stuff work? Because
like, how did Obito kill Conan? Did he
stabbed her through the fucking chest? Or
did he Kamui her?
I didn't think, because he used Kamui to fucking survive the whole paper bomb explosion thing.
Conan was kind of a menace for the like 2-3 scenes she maybe got in the Konoha invasion.
Yeah, she just paper bombed everybody.
And like wrapped up their like mouths so they couldn't breathe.
God, that was such a good
From
arc.
flying too. I want to really emphasize that too. She was never really in the thick of it.
Because that's the thing too. Is that just a jutsu? Does it have a limit, or she literally just
Genkai?
She made a paper like a Logia type thing would. So
because she does so many feats where she just kind of like splits off into it too. So like.
But then again, it's like the same thing as Itachi made of crows.
Because I think you're right. I'm pretty sure fucking Obito did just kind of stab her.
Just
from behind, like a chunk.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh.
Conan death.
I'm still leaning towards Conan, though. I think if it was in a fight where they're like one-on-one and they know they're fighting, that if she just is already paper.
Yeah, he stabs a metal pipe through her back. That's how she dies. He just gets the jump on her because she thinks he's dead, and he's behind her and stabs her, and then she dies.
I still personally lean towards Conan on this one.
Okay.
Just from what I've seen. I could see a world where people prove me wrong, but like that picture right there where she's just splitting off into a whole bunch of paper.
Yeah, no, she's got some... She's awesome, but again, done dirty. I think the whole...
She definitely was done dirty.
I don't think she should have been killed off anyway because she was already removed from the story. So it's like
it's almost like that was already extra content and people should have been happy with it.
Yeah, I think Kishimoto just killed her off just to give her like an actual fight to be like, hey, she could do stuff. But I don't know. I'm good with whatever. I wasn't too.
I want to check the time. Okay, I can check the time. The next is Kakuzu versus Kuma. I think Kuma pretty much takes that. Maybe that's just bias because he's great.
The only thing I wish
is sending someone away winning.
Well, I mean, even if you don't do that, the Urusha shark. Remember that fucking
shit? That thing that moved incredibly slow and that Zoro had to willingly touch?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it's that, then that's nothing.
The thing he compresses a bunch of air into this little bit of thing, and then he throws it off, and it's this little tiny thing. And they're like, oh, what's that? And then it blows up the entire island.
Why are we doing mirror matches all the way down? Yeah, Kakuzu also shoots air blasts and shit with his, like, chimera things that are made of string.
Yeah, I just don't see any world that Kakuzu beats.
He has better area, but I think Kuma's stronger. He does. I don't want to give him any credit, but that's why I'm trying to like compensate for that and try to think a little more objectively about him.
But like,
he's got the hearts thing.
Kuma's also got lasers because he's part robot.
That's amazing.
He shoots fucking lasers out of his mouth. Very powerful ones too. So
that's why I don't want to give him any credit. So
I just think Kuma just takes that bag.
I hate mirror matches. Why is Kisame versus Jinbei?
I know. Jinbei just wins.
This makes sense. We're going to randomize this for next week and see if it holds up good.
Yeah.
That's
Jinbei just wins that fight, bar none.
The water's not going to do anything to him.
No, he's a fisherman. He lives in it, and he can control water. He can, like... It's like bend in space or whatever. He does that with the water.
Yeah, but Kisame kind of does that, but like faster. It sounds like from how you're describing it already.
The thing is, fishman versus fishman doesn't work very well with anything water because any water you throw at a fishman...
You're hoping to suffocate your opponent, and it's just not going to happen.
It's not, anything you do...
That's why these mirror matches are boring.
Yeah, anything Kisame has to do to Jinbei has to be physical. Anything water is just going to be turned against him. You know what I mean?
Itachi versus Law. This is actually like more interesting ones for the last three.
This one always goes back to the same thing because Itachi's so good at Genjutsu. If Law is put under Genjutsu, I think he just loses.
Yeah,
which is
pretty fair.
But which should be
which
topic
is also
over because that's Itachi's go-to thing.
I was about to say,
Genjutsu.
Sadly, you can't even rule it out because it's literally his first move every time.
You know what I just realized too? Genjutsu, fuck Genjutsu, all of it. I saw a scene on YouTube, something I clicked on it, and I was watching it. I was like, during the tuning exams, do you remember the Genjutsu that put everyone to sleep after Sasuke and Gaara's fight?
Yes.
And Kakashi and Guy were there, and they were able to see the Genjutsu happening, and they were able to do it. And Sakura was able to do it. All you had to do is you realize you're about to go on jutsu, and they went like this, they did the normal hand side, and it said, release. And it removed any Genjutsu effect off of them immediately.
But
then
let's also scale this Genjutsu effect here. That was a whole stadium.
True, and it's Itachi. Itachi's Genjutsu totally different. Tsukiyomi,
stronger
it's its own thing.
Even the ring thing was just like, again, it's his first move every time. Versus Sasuke, versus Kakashi and Naruto and company, versus Kakashi.
It's literally always the first thing he does, and you don't even need to look at him. He just points his finger at you, and he does it. So, but then other people are making arguments for, if he gets in Susanoo, it's over. And I'm like, do you not know what Law's ability is? He moves things.
Yeah.
He'll just take you out of the Susanoo.
And then bisect you. My problem is, even if you cut Itachi into a bunch of pieces, I think Itachi's still dangerous.
Yeah, because he just gets to look at
Look at his arms float over and start doing fucking hand signs, and he shoots fire out of wherever his head is.
So, because Law, I wouldn't say, maybe. You'd be an argument to say that he's one of the most, like, his powers are, like, the most tactical, I guess. So, like, he's got
a bigger brain power than most.
And a wider range of abilities that come with his ability. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things that goes with his the swapping. And then with the swapping, he's done some crazy... First off, Law's been nerfed like 4 times, because when he was introduced for the second time in the post-time skip, that Law... oh my god, that dude was... He just... The first thing he does when everyone shows up is he just swaps... your personality, your body. He puts Sanji in Nami's body. He puts fucking Chopper in Frankie's body, and then it's just like
it just does it. It just happens.
He pulls people's hearts out and keeps them in little cubes, and he squeezes it, and he's squeezing your actual heart. It's like, well, it's done some fucking wild shit that like has just never been brought up again. It's like, why don't you just take people's hearts out all the time and just crush them in your hand? You could kill everybody with that. And then they had to nerf him again in Wano, saying that he couldn't move Kaido and Big Mom around because they're stronger hockey, blah, 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 blah. To get a... Because his abilities are just too broken.
They should just say because they're too big in size. Because at least that's unique to them, you know what I mean? Instead of doing like some sort of hockey neg that can keep coming up forever now.
Yes. Well, I was about to say something, but I won't say that. Because... Fuck, I forgot. I just completely lost my train of thought. Law. Yes, he gets nerfed in Wano, like I said just then, and it's just like, if he could just move people around left and right and do all the stuff he could do, he'd just be so broken. His fruit is called the Op fruit, OP, for the Operation fruit, but people just call it as it is, the OP fruit, because it's so broken.
The Op, I'm your Op.
Yes.
I think Itachi still takes that, though.
Yes, I think if you remove Genjutsu, it would be a good fight. It would be a good, cool spin-off. Yeah. I still think Itachi takes it.
I also still think Itachi takes it. Amaterasu's a big problem, too.
But I think Glock could still take that out, too, with his room. Just move
it off?
Yeah.
Fair.
So I think he has counters, but either way, with all his counters, I still don't think... I just think that Itachi's bag is deeper than Law's bag of tricks. And fucking, as broken as Law is, Itachi's more broken. You know what I mean? So I think Itachi takes it. I agree.
And Pain versus Blackbeard.
See, there's the one that I think Blackbeard would struggle the most with is the soul path.
I think the one everyone should struggle the most with is the soul path. Because that dude could just... Since there are 5 people, that dude could just walk up from out of nowhere when you're like off guard and just whoop.
But
and the reviving one, because you have to take out the reviving one first.
Blackbeard is an extremely cautious person, so
what's the revive one do again? Otherwise, is it if you lie to it? It has another power.
Oh, the Path of Pain.
The one that revives them, the one that summons a head. That eats the body.
Oh, yeah.
Is it if you lie to it? Because I'm about to say Blackbeard would absolutely lie to it.
True.
I think it was asking like where Naruto is, and it's if you lie to it, something happens.
Doesn't it pulling your soul out?
I think so.
Yes, but then at the same time, he just rips Shizune's soul right out. Like,
but that's a different path.
Oh yeah, so like
because the revive path is its own path with the head.
Yeah. But that's the problem, though. Is both of those so far require you to touch Blackbeard, and Blackbeard's biggest thing is that when he's touching you, it negates your abilities. That's his darkness fruit's power.
Is it with just his hands?
When you're touching him.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, on top of other dark, like black hole type effects, sucking things in, shooting it back out, and then he's got the Guruguru no Mi, which is just. Whitebeard's power. It's just destruction. I mean, so the argument was made that the Soul one would be really tough against Blackbeard, but then certain the other ones, what would happen if Blackbeard negated the abilities on a corpse? Would Nagato be able to then reassign it and because it's all about the chakra rods, right?
Yeah, it's not even really like
I don't know how that would work with Kurozu.
I think Yahiko is actually his biggest problem because it's one of the few that can attack from a distance.
Yahiko's a fucking problem, period.
Yeah. Yahiko Pain and Animal Path, I think, are the bigger problems. And Robot's got some firepower, but I hate him. I hate the Robot Path so much.
He just gets one shot with the Gura punch.
Yeah. He'll shoot some blasts. Blackbeard will be like, that's annoying as shit.
And then same with like the summon one. That's not the summons.
I think the Animal Path is still a problem. It also flies. It, like many things in Naruto, fly.
True.
And it can summon all of those at once. It can have the bird out, the chameleon out, the Cerberus. I think the Cerberus is a problem.
And besides, even still, the big thing too is like, you fight in pain. Nagato's still over there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's like, are you going to make it to him before he's just like, Conan, go put my rods in some more bodies?
So, Pain was... I loved Pain when he came in, but I fucking hate how that whole arc ended. God,
yeah.
Terrible fucking end.
I'm privy to Pain on that one. More for the fact... all the reasons that he's hard to handle more than any, like, 1v1 matchup of them. So you gotta deal with all those animal summons while Yahiko's pulling and pushing you around. Probably pushing. Because the moment Pain realizes there's a problem with touching.
And the big thing about Blackbeard is so far in the story, he does things to further his own gains, right? But he's super cautious about it.
Yeah, he hasn't shown off. He hasn't peacocked.
He doesn't take big risks.
He doesn't go beyond.
Yeah. So, like, recently in the chapter, like, a few chapters ago, probably more like 15 ago, he invaded a certain island, and he was attacking it, trying to get a devil fruit for his crew, because that's just what he does. He goes around...
souping up his crew
with devil fruits. And he wins the fight, but then Rayleigh shows up. And just from Rayleigh's name alone, Blackbeard decides to just leave. He's like, I just don't want the smoke. And I'm like, bruh, Rayleigh's mad old. And I got all my money is on Blackbeard for that fight. All my money. And there was no one helping Rayleigh. It was just Rayleigh. Blackbeard still had his crewmates there, too. And I'm just like, yo. Blackbeard decided to take the
path of least resistance.
Yes, and he does that often.
So yeah, there's still a lot of room for him to take that fight.
Because Blackbeard plays the slow game. He's been playing that game. He's got patience galore. You know, he's always playing the slow game. Like, what can I do?
The guaranteed gains.
Yes, the guaranteed gains. Always. That's always what Blackbeard's about. And I think that's going to change soon in the manga. Because it's getting to the end game.
More ambitious.
And it's always been set up that his name is Blackbeard, so in One Piece, we're like, and plus everything that's going on and stuff, it's gonna be him v Luffy towards the end to get the One Piece. But I think I agree. I think Pain takes Blackbeard
for now. Tentative for now,
because we haven't seen
the moment he gets a really strong ranged attack, Animal Path is fucked.
Well, again, the Gurumi because there's things that fucking thing can do. You just need to watch. When you get back on reading One Piece and you see Whitebeard use it,
I've seen a couple scenes. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, true. But you're gonna, because there are, flying, but you still got to come back at him.
He just summons the animals. There's 3 other bodies there that can go in for the fight.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Gurumi is such a huge AoE thing. One punch of it is. He's gonna do the one punch, and he doesn't need to hit you with it. He hits the air, and then shockwaves go flying at you.
So that means thinking like Animal Path stays back, the better summons would come in. The Cerberus, and I think he has like a boar. I don't know what the other big, chonky one was.
It was a 2-headed dog.
Yeah, that one splits off as it's hit.
A gecko. Like a chameleon type thing.
There was another like AP one that didn't look cool. I don't remember what it didn't even have powers. I think it was just there to stomp around. Yahiko's probably gonna stay back. The one that's gonna stay back the most is the Revive Pain. But all that's gonna do is it's gonna be just like how it happened in Naruto. Blackbeard will see one body get revived, and that's going to be the first target. That's all it's going to take. He'll kill whatever one approaches him first, it'll get revived, and then the revived one's dead.
Because then we already know Blackbeard can do this because we've seen him do it, but this is the Whitebeard one, and it's just way cooler. Because people can say, oh, but... Because like you were saying, you summon... You got the 5 bodies and then all these summons. It's like, if I was outnumbered, this is what I would do. I don't want this. Go away. Let me just fucking fast forward here. So we don't care about this. Right here. This is what I would do. Just grabs the air, rips it down, and everyone's just like, what the... They're on an island right now, or like a marine base. Huge war. There's hundreds of thousands of people fighting each other right here, and he just stops everything with this attack. It's going to show it from Luffy's perspective, what really happens.
I say it needs to, because it's just moving people. I don't think the Pains would give a shit. I think the Pains would still run on this. To be honest with you, Yahiko Pain was running across worse.
Just tilting the earth in multiple facets.
Here's my thing. None of these people are defeated.
Oh, those ships are.
The ships are, for sure.
But so
and everyone on the ships is
because if you're not... I mean, because Naruto people chakra on the feet, but I think if it just immediately happens where the whole planet just tilts under your feet,
I don't know,
you're going to trip
man.
and roll a little bit. And then
tell me one time where the Pains were ever off guard by something. They're just going to run on that with chakra feet.
I think the thing too, though, because that's a huge radius, and Nagato's got to be. It's gonna fuck with Nagato.
It is gonna fuck with the. Yes, if he's. Yeah,
he's got to be range. Close. He was close to the village. He has to be within range, and you just saw that range.
Yeah,
that's fucking going to the horizon. So it's definitely fucking with Nagato at least.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's not like an end.
Yeah,
fighter.
I was about to say.
That's like a. Let's get you off your feet, and now I'm going to go on the offensive while you're off balance type deal. I don't know. It's just I just don't think it's a wash.
I definitely don't think it's a wash. I don't think Blackbeard's getting bullied. Again, I'm talking about him even taking out bodies here and there, but I do think Yahiko plus Animal Path.
Because he's also still got the black hole shit.
Yeah.
You just suck people into that.
Can Yahiko fly?
I don't know.
He's floating there.
He can float.
Yeah, I know.
He was floating and he went sky high.
I was just thinking that because I was like, Yahiko's got to be on the ground. Wait a minute. I distinctly remember him not on the ground. Yeah, I was like, huh.
That was so hype when I read that.
And that's the other thing to take into account, too, is
like, holy fuck.
Him using that on Blackbeard. I didn't say it because all the other bodies would go down while he does it. That's like his best advantage.
And then the problem is, too, if Blackbeard isn't down, Yahiko can't use Almighty Push after that.
And you just get bullied.
I will say,
what
it's
about
weird,
Shichibukai
though.
Tensei?
That was the one I was just saying.
I mean, Shibaku Tensei.
Oh, yeah, the capture thing. So what would be better, though? Shibaku Tensei or Black Hole?
Or just blasting it with...
Because Naruto, Itachi, and Nagato, Killer Bee...
blasted the shit out of it, too. I honestly think one fucking... Whitebeard punch, would do it. But we're out of time, so last one.
Yes.
Obito versus Mihawk. We haven't seen shit from Mihawk, as far as I know.
Mihawk just loses.
Yeah, he'd have to show me a way to win.
I think even if he has 5 fights.
Wait, what a bad matchup for Mihawk. I just finally started taking into account who he's really fighting here.
Kamui just negates him.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. This is really fun.
Yeah.
Does one of the chain dashes and takes Mihawk.
I love Mihawk. People hype him up way too much.
Especially once you start taking into account which Obito. I even think the one that fought Minato. Again, with just one chain dash.
He was very proficient at using the intangibility at that time. So.
Fighting at a very elite person who I would rather be fighting Mihawk right now.
And let's be real here. Mihawk is not going to expect that when he swings at someone, the sword goes through them by not cutting them.
Again, if he makes that same first move he did against Minato, he'll probably just take it. Then again, it might cut through the chain. Oh, wait, no. Does the chain go intangible with him? at first.
It might, and then once he's through him, becomes tangible again.
Yeah, so
Because
I think that
that's
would take Mihawk
That's
down.
how Minato beat him, because he went intangible with the
kunai.
knife going through him, and then went to grab Minato, and then he teleports on top of him and fucking...
Yeah, I think it
slams.
would absolutely take Mihawk down.
Me too. I don't think it's a contest.
And then you just scale him up to the other versions, it's even worse.
So this list isn't as nearly as
It
contentious as
should
the
have
last
been
two,
randomized.
but I should have randomized it. It was just something I saw it this morning.
So, ready? Crocodile takes Hidan down, no problem. Sand Whirlpool, bomb, done.
Yeah, you're just stuck at the bottom.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're not getting
So-
Crocodile's blood.
Because it made me think, though, because I was like, before War Arc, One Piece scales pretty well to Naruto.
Yeah, there's arguments to be made.
Because One Piece characters are pretty fucking, like...
Akainu would take some of these people, too. Let's be real. There's other
Akainu's
One Piece characters
fucking
there that would... Like, he would destroy Sasori. Sasori's only thing that could kill someone is the poison, and it's not going to do shit. If you go to, like, normalize, like... I don't even know how I would do with Logia types in general.
Just do it the same way as, like, Conan. Conan turns into paper, but...
Yeah, because the magma would just... I can't see any of Sasori's puppets doing some sort of AP that would hit him as magma.
No. Well, even, like, Kaido. Kaido takes most of those people. I think Kaido takes most of the
Oh,
Akatsuki.
probably.
Kaido's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Itachi just jumps up. That's all he got. That's all
That's
they
all
got.
he's got. But then it's like, okay, you say that, then Kaido should have some way out of... He's, like so...
You know what
fucking
I see
strong.
happening? He puts him into Tsukuyomi, and they just can't muster enough AP to take him down before it's just done happening.
Because that was the big thing about Kaido, is that he's only been wounded once.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're just
In the
all
entire
smacking him with their ultimate moves while he's in Tsukuyomi. They're just like, oh, that was a shitty nightmare. I fucking hate you.
Kaido's a fucking...
Kamui. Kamui's the only thing they got. But I'm not about to give it to them on that.
But I picture Kamui's acts a lot like... Other than the intangibility, because he's, like, can port around with Kamui, too.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot like what he dealt with Law. And Law... He took Law down. Kind of... Not really. He didn't really take Law down. Law moved off to other fights, but...
Yeah.
He didn't lose to Law, let's just say that. Kaido's HP pool. He's just so...
In his armor.
large.
Not
So
physical
large.
armor, but his armor stat.
Yes, well, actually, physical armor because of the dragon scales.
Oh, yeah, too. And so both.
Yeah. He tough cookie. But it was, like I said, it's just a video I saw this morning. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a cool topic that we can discuss like we did the weeks. It's not like a bigger discussion like the last two of, like, toxic fucking
Where's that list?
cursed topic or whatever, but it was just something I thought I'd come up with, and something cool to talk about.
Do you think Sasori could beat Jinbei? I'm trying to think of one person on that list Sasori could beat. It's really tough. Maybe Boa.
In the location that he fought Sakura, yeah. If
Okay.
he's near water, probably not. Because Jinbei is fisherman. On land, he's still, he's a tough guy.
be.
He's done serious stuff, but he's like, if there's no water around to basically water bend with, you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
gonna get overwhelmed by the 100 puppets.
I was just trying to think of anyone he could land a hit on to even get his poison off on. Boa's the only other one I could think of, but Boa would take down a shitload of puppets.
But then you also gotta think Jinbei's a fisherman. Does his biology interact the same way against?
True.
I don't know how that would work,
I
but
wouldn't know either.
I wouldn't go that deep either. So it's not
Could
worth
just a whole video I say, could Sasori's poison Jinbei?
One
Zero views.
a topic nobody wanted.
I would do that just because I know people would clown on me enough to get the word around to get people watching it.
Oh god.
Tell me you wouldn't click on that.
True. But all right, that's been. I think that's a good place to wrap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's been episode 23 of the Dukes of Weebdom.
Dukes of Weebdom. Hope you've enjoyed our headcanon matches.
that came from a dude on YouTube that I
Yeah,
forget.
not our headcanon matches would be so much better.
More randomized.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do that this week. I'll think of just random anime
We have
characters
to
and
think
just
of
throw
2
them at each other.
properties that are good to scale each other with.
Yes.
It even includes hand-to-hand fighting. Let's not only.
Yeah, because we can always literally just say fucking equal stats.
Yeah. Or I hate equal stats sometimes though.
Yeah,
but
well,
it depends. It depends.
Because it's like, okay, once you get a martial artist, like everyone's a really good fighter. Because it's like, yeah, Goku breaks moons, put him down to an equal stats, but he's still a fucking. He's been training martial arts his whole life.
It's not like Naruto versus Goku equal stats.
But yes, so is this person. You know what I mean? Just because Goku's Super Saiyan's and all this, but if you put, because let's not equal stats up to Goku, it's equal stats down to normal.
Oh yeah,
normal
that's
shit.
definitely how that would go.
But anyway, before we get on another tangent here, we'll think about it. We'll come up with some more things. We'll
I
try
already got one property, but I need to figure out who would be good for it. I want to see Full Metal Alchemist characters fight some people.
Ooh,
They got the hands.
they do got the hands.
The FMA
Mustang's
characters
got
get-
that smoke.
Greed's got that fight. in
Which
him.
one?
Ooh, see,
Yeah.
see.
Ooh, let's
We're
put them both
cooking.
together.
We're
Yeah, we're
cooking.
cooking. We got something. We'll get something for you guys for next week.
And then I think episode 25 we should have the gaming list ready.
Yes. Episode 25. Look forward to it. Our top 10 video games of all time.
Yes.
Yes. Indubitably.
I'm gonna bring in a weird list. Figured a weird list.
I don't even know. I got my top like 4, but then I'm just gonna
I
have
only
to
got
sit
my
down.
top 1. That's all I have
Oh.
down pat for sure.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
All right, guys. Take care.
Goodbye.